Took my breath away.
So what's this, your new toy, Kyle?
Yeah.
Kyle was sad about Pedro, you know, wrecking his plane. So he went and bought a brand new one. This one's a little more fancier, dude.
It's a lot more fancy.
A lot more. What do you think about his new plane?
I'm not catching it.
Kyle went and got one with some landing gear and some extra safeties.
It's got brakes.
And it has brakes.
Show Kyle.
Oh, he's like, I don't need Pedro at the end of the runway anymore.
Hey, it wasn't my fault.
It was the one-armed man.
It was that 2x4.
Well, yeah, at least now he's just, you know, look at this thing, bro.
I'm jealous.
You got to get you one.
Oh yeah.
So then Kyle can body slam it.
I'm gonna get mine with brakes.
Yeah, so you don't need nobody to at the end of the runway.
That ain't gonna happen no more.
Oh, I see you got that Boostedboiz merch on too. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It has a lot of power.
I can't even catch it.
That's so sick.
Well, I didn't get the landing, but
Well, you're a fucking
the plane
monster.
made it back in one piece. Little baby Kyle's in there still. That means you gotta take off on it again and land it again, Kyle.
Dude, this thing has so much more power. Holy, I didn't
If
even
it was a calm day like it was the other day when we were flying the other
Some
one.
good wind right now too.
Oh yeah, it's strong wind right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Damn! That was nice. 2 safe lands
Yep.
and a Pedro around. That's a good day.
This thing hauls ass.
It
I was
does.
barely. I didn't even hit full
I
throttle.
couldn't
hardly
really
at
keep
all.
up with it with the camera.
times
That
you got
sun's like
scared, bro.
blinding me.
Took my breath away.
Hey, you want to blow out my garage?
I got you.
That thing's wicked. We need to put like 4 in front of your
I
turbo.
mean, honestly, dude, people spend like $200 on a leaf blower alone, and this probably does it just as good.
Yeah, and it
you can
flies.
fly it.
What if you could fly it good enough you could just leaf blow with it?
Alright guys, so this is Mike. In the last video, you saw me try to drift the 240 a little bit, and we tore up the tires really bad. They're all the way down to cords, and he actually brought us a set of used tires that we can throw on there. These are a little skinnier, a little more narrow than the ones that are on there right now. These are 225s, and the one on the 240 are 245, and we're pretty sure it has like a 9-inch wheel in the back, so these are going to be a little stretched if we try to put them on there, but I mean, we have to practice anyways, so we'll take all the tires we can get, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, man.
What car do these come off of?
94 Honda Accord.
Oh, nice. And you said these were on 9-inch wheels anyways, and they had some stretch to them already.
Correct.
And they did work okay.
I can't put no power down to the ground with those, so.
Yeah. Yeah, those were perfect. They're definitely in a lot better shape than those things, so.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. That's what it's all about, is helping each other out, so.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome. And the fronts are the same size of those, so if anything, we could just throw them in the front if we need them.
Yeah.
Those are probably gonna go bad too.
Yeah, either way, we'll have a use for them no matter
Yeah.
what.
Right.
I'm never gonna turn down 3 tires,
No.
no matter what size they are, so.
Drift life.
Now we just need a tire machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get a tire machine in here, we'll be set, right?
That would be
Now
awesome.
we can't do anything right now, but if we had a machine, I'd go throw them on
Yeah.
right now.
in the future, man.
Yeah, we'll get one eventually. We're gonna need it because we can't afford taking these to a shop every time.
And plus, there's, I mean, yeah, taking it to a shop every time. We need everything here. Yeah. In-house.
Yep. I mean, we have the shop to do it, so there's no reason for us to go somewhere else. But in due time, don't have all of our equipment set up just yet. Shout out to Mike for the tires.
Thanks, brother.
All right, guys. Today we're going to be introducing you to Brent's newest race car. But before we go and do that, we're just going to show you around the bully a little bit more. I know a lot of you guys have seen this car in the past, but Brent has never really talked about it, I realized, on this channel. And a lot of you guys still have questions about it. So I don't really know where to start, but you've had this thing forever. And there's some old videos when we got it started up and everything, but it's just been sitting ever since.
Yeah, ever since, yeah. So I started designing this car in 2001 because my old race car, the transmission would do what Kyle's does and go out
every 4
passes. Yeah, so I was like, I want a car that the transmission never breaks and I don't have to work on a ton. Well, I ended up working on a ton.
Ended up being more of a pain.
Yeah. But this car is the first car I ever learned how to do chassis stuff on. I bought all the chassis equipment so I could learn how to build a chassis, and I designed the drivetrain. First drivetrain was actually, the Honda engine was mounted here, and then it had the power glide to a boat V-drive, back down to a Ford 9-inch, and that's a lot of pictures that floated around the internet when it was like that. And then this guy, Canyon Man, developed this little adapter deal, and we put that in there, and now it's got a Corvette rear end and still a power glide. Another cool thing, I guess, is the suspension's in the middle of the car, so the whole car actually flexes. So it's like a rear-wheel drive car, and I'm just sitting on the wheelie bar. So
that's pretty tight.
Yeah.
And then it had a F20 in it, right?
Yep, it had the F20C, which you guys will find out what that's going to end up going in. And we've all been talking and throwing around different ideas to what to put in this, because the biggest problem I had with this car was with the little engine. I could never get a torque converter to actually make it stall up high enough to where I could actually launch the car. Our elevation's like super hard to make that happen. But nowadays guys are getting converters that work, so you know, I might have been just a little too ahead of what I was, you know,
getting a little ahead of yourself.
So, yeah, but now stuff's being developed. And I mean, I got a stack of torque converters. They're everywhere, so.
So you're thinking about putting a J in it?
Yep. So we've all been talking, and we think we'll put a J in this. And I have the adapter, and I have the engine, so that's something I want to work with Kyle on and the guys, and we'll build something cool.
And that will for sure come up on the converter.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll have the torque with that thing.
It'll have an engine with torque.
Yeah. Yep. So this thing is definitely pretty nuts. And what size are the tires? Are these like 28s? 31s?
Yep. So 31.
Big girl tires.
Yep.
Big tire front wheel drive.
I've had 32 14s on it, you know. I've had all kinds of things because a bigger tire means more traction, and then putting all the weight on the front gives it more traction as well. So, you know, on most race cars, you're trying to get it, or front wheel drive race cars is 70-30 split, and this one's more like 90-10.
Yeah, I seen the pictures. I saw it in person when you put it on the lift, and you can literally just put the lift arms like here and here, and then the whole back of the car just hangs off.
Yep, that's how you have to put it on the lift, because all the weight's in the front. And even when you brake it, what I mean by brake it is when the suspension moves, pivots, you can watch on the scales, you watch the rear get lighter. So that's kind of cool. And the other thing about it, I always thought too, would be when it was going down the track all buckled, and you pull the chute, it'll level out so you don't have the crazy uplift that a lot of front wheel drive cars get. So a couple things I thought about would be cool.
Yeah. Well, that should be pretty sweet with a J. Yeah. So it'll go J series to the power glide, and then right to the tires.
Yeah, right to the tires.
What did it weigh with that?
With me in it and everything in it was 2,000 pounds. And this is still a steel body car, no fiberglass, so this is a Civic, you know. And it has a steel floor, so I could put a fiberglass body on it and carbon floors and get it down to probably 1,500-1,600 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's someday, you know, once I come back to it. You know, we'll put a J in it, we'll do some burnouts and scare some old ladies and have some fun.
And all you have to do is get it to come up on the converter.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
So what it was doing is it would only stall at about 1,900 RPM, and then I'd actually hit the F20C with 100 shot of nitrous, and that would get it to around 3,800, but it was still not enough to make it actually launch. So.
But it would trap decent. It should just never get out of the hole.
Yep. Riding out first gear was almost 150 miles an hour. So.
Because I mean, the fastest it's ever gone is only a 9.9, right?
Yep, 9.9.
But at what speed?
I believe it's got 155. Yeah. Yep. So it's got it in it, and that was just first gear. Like it's.
Didn't even shift it yet.
Yeah, I haven't got to like just rip it. So, but I was always playing with the torque converter, and you know I worked a lot too, so it's not like I have all this time in the world to like take it to the track or all this money to do so. So
you're always busy with customer cars.
Yeah, customer cars.
This just kind of sits on the back burner.
Yep, customers always come first, so that's just what it is.
I want to show the inside a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
your Dominator.
Yeah,
Holly.
The wiring's been in and out of 100 times, so it's kind of a cluster, but I understand it. So, the shifter itself, it's got the bump box on it, it's got the nitrous on it, or on the staging brake, it's got the nitrous and bump box on it, and then the transmission, you actually put it in first, and then it's electronic shift, so it'll just shift for you.
That's sweet.
It's
no rear suspension.
No rear suspension because all the suspension's in the middle, and that would take away from my hinging deal.
Yep.
So
you are the wheelie bar.
Yep, I am the wheelie bar. It is the easiest car in the world to drive. Like people wonder how it steers, and it steers like it's got a tight radius and it's super easy to drive. You put it in D and you just press the gas. A little bit to stage it, but you got it all on your handbrake with 2 fingers, and then it just goes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a jet. It's rad.
Well, yeah, that's Brent's bully. Wanted to talk a little bit more about that since I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it, and we really don't show too much of it, but like Brent said, it's just been kind of sitting because he's always busy.
Always.
But we do want to work on this at some point in the future. Like he said, he wants to put the J series in it and get this thing up and going, because this thing would just be so awesome to watch actually work right and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's just such a cool concept. So
Oh, imagine a V6 with 12 injectors, 2 turbos. Yeah.
with all the weight up front, it can actually take off. Like this thing would be sick.
Yeah, Kyle's face, and you can't miss the gear when he drives it.
When I drive it, I don't know if I want to drive that thing.
Oh, you're driving it.
That looks a little rowdy.
Whatever.
Introducing to nitrous.
It's actually, compared to your Civic, this would be like a Cadillac. You'd be like, that's it?
But the bully is going to keep sitting for a while because now Brent is focused on his new project.
SHO'NUFF.
Yep. Introducing you guys to Brent's race car. I know some of you guys already do know about it, but this is going to be a video for those of you who don't. This is Brent's S2000 that he's been working on for the last few months.
Yeah.
Also known as SHO'NUFF.
SHO'NUFF.
So obviously the guys that follow PFI Speed, you're going to know about this car, but figured we'd feature it on this channel so you guys can go check it out on his as well if you want to see everything that's been done. But you guys want to kind of go through what's happened so far? I mean, what, you picked this thing up a couple months ago as a shell, and
Got a shell, and Sean
want to take over since he knows everything about the chassis.
All right, so pretty much we just got moved into the temporary shop, and Brent comes rolling up with an S2000 shell, and I'm like, what we doing with this? And he's like, build a race car. I'm like, cool. And then next day, Jamie comes in with his old Mustang and drops a 8.8 out the rear end, and I'm like, all right, so we're putting solid axle, so why does this guy go? He's like, well, can we make it work with the factory stuff? I was like, we can. Why? So the cutting started to commence, and on our heavy duty welding table started building a frame. Pulled out the 25-1 chassis book and started laying it out so we could actually go as fast as we possibly could with it. You know, we wanted a 3/4 chassis steel car, and we wanted as factory as possible, but go as fast as possible and safe as possible. Safety is definitely something we just lean towards and hinge and pivot on, you know, so.
They're not going to say the same about me.
So,
getting there.
How fast is this allowed to go?
as long as they cert it at the 25-1, what I built it for, it's actually a 650 or faster certification, so as fast as we could possibly get it to go.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing holding you back.
We have some big goals, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So I also built it to fit larger tires. I mean, most of the time we probably want to run like a 28, 10.5. It's a lot of the classes and a lot of records and stuff like that to go for in those areas. But I also built it so we could also fit big tires and a different rear axle in it in case, you know, we want to go do some street stuff and do some wheel stands and take some money on the street. You know.
Yeah, I want to do race week with it.
Yeah.
Not race week.
All sorts
drag
of
week.
fun. Be competitive in many
Take
things
to the
with
meets.
it.
This thing's nuts.
Yeah.
Go drifting.
And you guys just got the body on it too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the body actually completely unbolts off the chassis. So they can actually take a lift and put it right underneath the body and lift it right off the chassis, because they made it so it can bolt on, and if they got it into an accident or anything, they can easily just take it off and swap stuff out. Or if the chassis that Sean made for it ever got damaged underneath, it makes it much easier to work on just to pull the whole body apart. But then once you set it right back down on the car, it makes the car look completely stock and you can hardly tell, besides all this craziness going on in there.
Tubing, yeah.
Yeah. So where does it attach? Like the body?
So inside the cab here, it's actually the factory seatbelt locations right down here underneath this bar. It's real hard to see.
Oh, bolts down in there.
Yeah, the factory floor pans kind of hide them. And then if you looked way over there, you could kind of see one. Not really.
Oh, they get the idea though.
But yeah. And then up front where the factory K member was, you know, all the frame rails and stuff actually tag into there.
Oh yeah, let's look at that real quick. Under the hood. I think it's already popped.
Stock location.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it mounts. I know there's some right here. Mounts right there.
Yep.
To the body. Right there. Does it mount to those guys back
Yep,
there
there's
too? 3
along the frame rail here. The 217s and the 19s that are on the factory K member along this side as well. And then there's 214s that hold the frame to the front frame rail here, so that's all stiff, boxed, and rigid. And then in the back where your bumper locations, where it uses all 5 of the factory bumper support locations to hold the trunk up. I mean, it's just a skin, so it's not holding really a whole lot of anything.
Nice.
Yep. It'd be considered 3/4 chassis. So it's not a full tube chassis because we're still using the factory shop tower location, so we can fit more racing rules too.
Can fit it into more classes that way.
Yep.
Nice.
Sick.
Already got the steering rack in there.
Yeah. Factory S2000 steering rack.
Factory firewall.
There's so much room in there.
Brakes and everything else. So yeah.
All kinds of room for activities.
So much room.
And then this one is getting the F20
This is getting the F20 out
from the bully.
because I'm still poor, so I'm like we're scavenging from one to the next. I learned from Kyle, so
Yeah, that's what I would do.
but we want to have fun and we want to set records and we want to just, I don't know, go racing with our friends.
And you already have the motor, so now you just got to wait on getting a transmission figured out.
Yep, I'm working on the transmission right now, looking at this Liberty one, so it'd be cool.
It's gonna be
It'd be
sweet.
epic.
We want to bring it to the party.
I mean, what's it really need right now? Just engine, trans,
Shaft and wiring.
and a turbo.
And got the turbo.
Oh, you have the turbo.
We have the turbo. We just gotta build a manifold.
You need the turbo kit.
Yeah.
Got everything good for the shoot. And then you had to do
And we have the
custom
catch
length
can.
axles on this one too.
Yep. We shortened the rear end. And actually, the catch can too goes in the back. So if the engine blows up or anything, everything's behind the rear tires. It's another thing you see rear wheel drives when they blow up and then they run over their oil and they get all crazy. Something I don't want to mess with, so we just put it in the back. It's be cool.
SHO'NUFF.
Showing up, we're thinking ahead.
This thing is going to be amazing.
I think so.
And what's the inspiration behind the name?
Well, inspiration behind the name was we were at Streetcar Takeover and we had a great time with Garrett or with Cletus, and we all went to lunch the next day or whatever. And he's like, "You should build a car for this class and we can race, and you know, it'd be me and you in the finals." So he got me dreaming. That's the problem here. And his car's name's Leroy, and anyone that knows.
A lot of people probably don't know, because I didn't know.
There's an old movie where it's Leroy versus SHO'NUFF. SHO'NUFF he's the
villain
Yeah, he's the villain. He's the bully. Bruce Leroy.
in the movie.
Yeah, Bruce
Leroy.
Bruce Leroy versus SHO'NUFF. So, SHO'NUFF, I had to build the car.
It fits it pretty good.
It does.
But that's where she's at right now. How long until you think you get it running? Or at least like a motor hung up in there?
I hope it's running by March. Running in,
That's your goal.
yeah. I mean, if I ain't got a top on it or all the sheet metal done, whatever. As long as it makes noise and can spin the tires, we'll be out here trying to figure out whatever.
And
that from Kyle too.
what are your
Just get it done.
what are your power and time goals for it?
So 1,200 horse tip tire with, you know, I mean, my ultimate goal is a 680 time slip.
Ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal. So, you know, if we can run into the 7s this year, I'd be stoked with that. But we got some really fast goals, and I want to be able to street this.
Might as well set the goals high.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, they're low.
Yeah. Set them low.
You gotta crawl before you can walk.
Yep. But it's gonna run the Holly Dominator from the Bully.
Damn, so you just...
I figured, so I just patch my engine managements too,
You're
know?
just taking the Bully apart for this thing.
Well, I figure I can just plug it right back in, you know?
Yeah. That's what I do anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how. That's
It's on a different
That's what
scale,
gave me all
but
these ideas. Is how Kyle does it, because it looks fun, right?
yeah,
Like,
just
you
do whatever.
When you have those parts, just move them around. Whatever. As time goes, we'll get its own stuff. So
That's what I keep telling myself, but
Yeah.
time has gone and nothing has its own parts.
no, all your stuff is my parts. It's all good. I had it laying around. Like I had literally all this tubing. I didn't buy anything. Nothing. This is all tubing we had laying around the shop. And Sean used every bit up to this much.
Yep.
Like there was a foot of tubing left from laying around the shop from the move.
So in a way, you have no material in it really,
Right.
just labor
And when we moved,
and
it-
argon
Yeah.
and filler rod.
Argon filler rod.
and when
Braces.
we moved, it brought down our morale some. You know, like is this gonna work? So we had to have something that brought us all together, and that's SHO'NUFF. So it was something. For
I know,
these
and
guys
it
to
got built like while we were in the process of moving everything.
Yeah.
While we were moving, Sean was just back in the corner welding away on it.
Yep.
Yep. Just
It
doing
kept
my
us.
thing.
It kept us motivated and trying to push forward. You know, it was just that thing where it was like, if you focus on a couple things that push you forward, you just get forward. And then, you know, SHO'NUFF, we're here.
Yeah, this thing's gonna be sweet, and you are gonna keep a passenger seat,
Yep. Yep.
so you can give some ride-alongs.
Well, if you do Rocky Mountain Race Week or Drag Week, you know, you can take one person with you to help you in case you got tire blowouts or any issues
Yep.
on the road.
Already
You're not
got the
allowed to
quick
have
release.
follow-ups.
Yes. I told Sean it had to have a cup holder, so he still has to make cup
I'm
holders.
working on it. I'm
So
working on it.
I need to
They need to be
will
able
happen. It
to.
will
They have to
happen.
be very reinforced cup holders to
Yeah.
handle some.
some serious Coca-Cola.
We don't need the Coke flying out of the cup holders.
Yeah, I need like it needs to come in and then like have some tab that moves over the top of the Coke can, you know.
Right.
So-
You need to be able to make a full pass with the Coke in place,
With the Coke, with a full Coke in place. Ooh,
and it doesn't spill.
it doesn't spill.
All right.
With a 4G launch.
Actually,
Or you can get it to where when you're wheeling and it just pours in your mouth.
Ooh, that's good.
I think I can maybe get the no spillage cup holder, but I don't know about the
Put it on a gimbal.
feed it.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. A couple.
I mean, or you could just put it in a water bottle and maybe get it.
Come on, where's the fun in that? So what we got going?
But yep, that's SHO'NUFF.
Yep, you guys all inspired me, so here we go.
She's gonna be wild. But yeah, guys, just wanted to show Brent's race car that he plans on getting done for this season. Obviously, there's a lot more work that has gone into this that we did not explain, because this video would be way too long if we explained every little thing that they did. But Brent has all kinds of videos on his channel, so if you guys want to know more about it, go check them out, obviously, at PFI Speed. And they pretty much filmed everything that they've done from start to finish, ever since when it was just a shell, which was only just a few months ago. Got it knocked out real fast. But yeah, so this is going to be one of the race cars here to come. Should have a lot of fun this year.
It's gonna be awesome.
We just got to get them all up and going and just do our thing.
Do our thing. Get
It's going to be nuts.
Absolutely.
This thing is absolutely insane. So
SHO'NUFF.
send love and positive vibes and keep his motivation going, because if Brent loses motivation, it's just going to sit like that one. Get it up and going.
I'll get a firecracker and put it under his butt if I got it.
She's going to fly. This thing's going to be sick. Brent will finally have his own race car.
Finally.
Out of the years I've known you, I've never even seen you have your own car up and running.
I love it.
I saw this one running for like a few weeks and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you guys pulled it back apart because you still had torque converter issues.
Yeah, and it ran when I literally, I mean, if I put the engine in, it'd run the same day. It's like...
Yeah, you could just make it run right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's actually really easy. But
you're moving on to bigger and better things.
that's it.
That rear wheel drive life.
Yep, and a clutch. Got a clutch key.
We know it'll put the power down then.
Yeah.
SHO'NUFF. Think that's too much for a shop? It's too fancy?
Too fast.
So I just got the word that Pedro got the tile pretty much done in the bathroom and it is looking so good in here. Holy crap. Look at that.
Just got a couple more cuts to do. And then I wanted to know if you wanted them like this, because instead of using baseboard, I was just gonna rip down some tile and use it.
Oh, just go all the way around?
Yeah, just go all the way with it.
I mean, yeah, if that looks good, I'm cool with that.
You know? And then you don't have no baseboard in here, everything's just, you mop it, let them go, you know?
Yeah, that works for me. This looks good. And you just still have to do the grout, right?
Yeah.
In between the tile?
Yeah, we gotta do the grout.
Gotta do it in the shower and everything still.
And then I got a couple more pieces, but I can't stack them all at one time, so this has to dry, and then I'll do the top half. And then we're waiting on a couple more pieces of those
to finish this right here.
To finish that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow we could set back the toilet in, put the sink in, finally for good. And then you just gotta pick some paint so we can get it painted.
That came out really good.
You like it?
I like that a lot. Yeah, and our tile, we just used the same stuff that we used in the shower. It was really cheap, but it came out nice.
I just spaced out the grout lines on the bottom so you could see them a little more.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I closed everything up in the shower so you
made it a lot tighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
sweet.
it gives it a little different contrast, you know?
This bathroom's looking a little too good to be a shop bathroom, but we're cool with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're doing a great job. And Joden also came the other day and got our hot water heater all plumbed in, so that's ready to go. Got the power hooked up for it. It's all hooked up.
So we got hot water right now, though.
Yeah, we should have hot water. She's all hooked up and ready to go. Pedro's just gonna add a little thing right here with some doors to cover that up.
Probably some bifolds, so I'm gonna go look at some bifolds and see one that'll fit, and then I'll just make a header wall for it.
Yeah, that's sweet. So you may even like put a little shelf up here.
Yeah.
So we can just like store some random stuff.
Yeah.
This looks really nice though.
I didn't even know there was hot water.
It works good.
Bro, that
is hot.
Woo!
We got hot water, look at it steaming.
Baby. We got hot water.
Oh yeah. That's awesome.
And now I can take a shower.
Dude. Try it out.
We just need your homeboy to come back and put the nozzles on and put our sprayer, and we're gonna be good.
Wow, it's the little things, you know?
I've been waiting all day to wash my hands.
Now you got some hot water.
I kind of want to just take a shower and
Oh yeah.
Alright guys, we're getting out of here for tonight. Be sure to let us know in the comments what you guys think of SHO'NUFF. This thing is going to be awesome, and be sure to subscribe to Brent's channel. It's PFI Speed. He has a whole bunch of more videos on this thing of every little thing they did to it, so be sure to go check that out as well. And Pedro got a whole bunch more done on the bathroom. And yeah, that's about it. So we're heading out for tonight. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Even though we've been so busy with the shop lately, we haven't been able to work on the cars as much as we used to, but we're getting back into it. We are still just trying to get all set up, but we are getting closer every day. So I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around. I'm getting ready to put some new tires on the S14 just so I can drive it home. And then once I get it back, I'm going to be bringing the MR2 over here very soon. I'm gonna start getting parts on the way for it and start building that. And I'm gonna focus on that car probably for most of this season. I wanna get it up and going, and I have a lot of goals and things I wanna do with that car. So that is going to be coming soon as well, but for now, we still have to get set up. We're still waiting on a lift, and there's still a whole bunch of little things that we need to get done. We did get the water heater working as well today, so that is awesome as well, but I'm gonna let you guys go for now. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.